Everyone thought it would be an ordinary day at Shinzo Karate Academy until she walked in. Emma Daniels was quiet, pale-skinned, and clutching her backpack like it was armor. She didn't look like a fighter. In fact, everything about her screamed timid. Her oversized hoodie covered half her face, her sneakers were untied, and her eyes never rose from the floor. When she walked through the dojo doors for the first time, the laughter wasn't subtle, it echoed. "Yo, who let the librarian in?" snickered Marco, one of the academy's so-called prodigies. His gang Deshaun, Tyler, and Brielle snorted behind him. They were all brown belts, confident and cocky, and had built their egos by mocking anyone who looked like they didn't belong. Emma just stood there, blinking behind her glasses, unmoved. Sensei Watanabe, an aging but sharp-eyed black belt with decades of wisdom in his bones, greeted her kindly. "Welcome, Emma. Are you ready to train?" She gave a tiny nod. Barely audible. But it was enough. The warm-up started, and Emma followed along with the stiffness of someone used to hiding in the back of gym class. Her stretches were awkward, her movements uncoordinated. Marco threw a mock punch in her direction and laughed as she flinched. "Come on, Sensei," Marco groaned during sparring pair-ups. "She's gonna cry if I sneeze near her. Let her sit this one out." But Sensei Watanabe's eyes narrowed. "Marco. You will spar with Emma. Respect is part of the discipline. Or you do push-ups. Your choice." Snickers filled the room. Marco bowed dramatically, his smirk wide. "Yes, Sensei. 1 minute. I won't even need that." Emma walked slowly to the center mat, heart hammering in her chest. Her hands trembled, but her eyes, for the first time that day, locked onto Marco's. And they didn't blink. What no one in that dojo knew was that Emma had been training privately since she was 7. Her father, a U.S. Marine turned sensei, had taught her every day after school in their garage. She just never had the courage to step into a public class until now. The timer beeped. Marco lunged in with a mocking jab. In the blink of an eye, Emma deflected, stepped inside his range, and swept his leg from under him. He hit the mat with a loud thud. Before he could react, she pivoted into a perfect armlock, immobilizing his dominant side. "What the?" he yelped, trying to wriggle out. She released, bowed, and stepped back. The room fell silent. Deshaun stepped forward, fuming. "She got lucky. My turn." Sensei didn't stop him. "Begin." Emma didn't even wait this time. She ducked under his strike, twisted his wrist, and dropped him with a controlled shoulder lock. The air whooshed out of his lungs as he hit the mat. The other two didn't dare step forward. By the time the 60 seconds were up, Emma stood alone in the center. Not a single bruise on her. Not a single breath wasted. And for the first time, there were no laughs, only stunned silence. After class, Sensei Watanabe approached her with a small, knowing smile. "You hid well." "Why?" Emma glanced around at the students now watching her with wide eyes, not mockery, but admiration. "I wasn't hiding, Sensei," she said quietly. "I was just waiting for the right moment to stop being afraid." That night, word spread like wildfire. The shy white girl had taken down the dojo's best students in under a minute. But more than that, she had shown them something they'd never expected, quiet strength. Emma came back the next day, and every day after. Not to prove anything. Not for revenge. But because she had finally realized she belonged. And those who laughed at her? They watched. And learned. Because true strength doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to show up. Even if it wears glasses and walks in quietly.